This audio speaks so much volume and speaks so loud. Every time I hear it, it whips me back into shape mentally. Babe, go for it.
That's how much time you get if you're lucky. 75 years, 75 winters, 75 springtimes, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look at it like that, it's not a lot of time, is it? Don't waste them. Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and get back to what's important now. Right now, this very second. And I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You can be loving more. You can be taking some chances. You can be living more. You can be spending more time with your family. You can be getting in touch with the part of you that lives instead of fears, the part of you that loves instead of hate.
I get emotional every time I hear it. It hits.
Steve.
It hits.
Hold up.
You know how I am with that.
You always kill those little vocals in the background.
Every time, I remember one time I brought that up in a song, and you said, "What sound is that?"
Yeah.
And then you said, "Oh shoot, you're literally singing the background noise." I'm like, yeah.
Because I'm always paying attention to the lyrics. So a lot of the times I don't catch any of that until I heard the whole song. So I play it back, and then that's when I start listening to the beats and what the beat's doing, what the vocals are doing. But it's crazy how people interpret music so different.
And speaking of music, we connected off of that, but it's so funny how differently we interpret it. I'm the person that feels the beat, and the beat gives me the mood before I listen to the words. Sometimes it could be years that I hear a song and I'm just in my feelings, and years later I finally listen to a part of the lyric. I'm like, oh, like I'm hearing it for the first time. Meanwhile, you're like,
I'm like, you just catching on to this? Like, this was crazy.
what?
Yeah, nah, that's definitely that was something I always looked forward to when we would speak, because I was like, I got some music ready for, I gotta send her something. And even to this day, I'll listen to something and I'll send it to you, like, you gotta listen to this. And there's times that I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking for those reactions, like you come over and be like, babe, this shit was crazy. And sometimes I don't get that, and it's because you're listening to the beat first or the background first, and some of the
I've been
music
getting
sometimes
better.
it kind of like no, I think that is just how you interpret music, because then when you give it another listen, you'll come back and you'll talk about it, or you'll play it and I hear you playing it and I'm like, oh, she listened to the shit I said there. But that's because I understand now the way you interpret music, so it's just is definitely intriguing. But here we are,
Hey, what's up, guys?
the Parental Exchange Podcast.
Welcome. I am your host, Nicole,
And I'm your host, Chico.
and this is all about real parents exchanging real experiences. No judgment, just growth
And
and
connection.
connection. Let's go.
Let's get it. So, you know, let's let everybody know who we are first as well, right? My name is Chico. I'm from Paterson, New Jersey. I am about to be 33, and I'm a father, fiance, brother,
Dominican
employee.
soy.
Dominican to the core. And I love content creating. This is my safe space. Hopefully it becomes yours as well. And, you know, content creating as far as podcasting goes, I started in 2016, and it's been a journey for me. This year feels like the real run. It's my marathon run. And, you know, I'm 33 marathon run,
10
Nipsey.
years.
Anybody that knows, you know. Nipsey's one of my top 5, so I reference a lot of marathon stuff, a lot of J. Cole stuff. So that's just me and my beautiful fiance, Nicole.
Thanks, babe. Yes, Nicole. I am 30 years old and also born and raised Paterson, New Jersey, Boricua. But you'll
New
definitely,
Yorican.
yeah, you'll definitely know I'm from here once you hear me talk Spanish. But we won't talk about that. We won't get into that. I am, you know, I feel like I identify myself as just this bubbly person. You know, I'm a mom. I love to laugh. I love to have a great time. I love being a mom. I think we could talk about that in a whole nother
Oh yeah.
podcast.
Oh yeah.
And
A lot of that coming.
health and fitness is what rocks my world, especially coming into this new year.
Amazing. Amazing. So this is 2026. We're back. And when I say we're back, it's funny because it's like an insider because we started the idea away.
What year?
It was 2000. Zaya was about to be one, so we had to be around
22.
22. Yeah, and the idea came back. You know, everything happens in God's timing. And today, you know, we're kicking off 2026 talking about what's important in our life. And while we were discussing this, right, doing our vision board, aka our action board,
Taking action. That's right.
it automatically led us to the 5 F's.
The 5 F's of 2026. And we want you guys to also dive into what your 5 F's are going to be. But we definitely wanted to talk about what that is for us as individuals and also as partners and parents. And we're here to lock in with y'all.
Let's get it. So let's start off with number 1.
I wish they could guess right now what the first F is. I know what y'all thinking. Unthink it.
Unthink it.
Unthink it.
Unthink it. Because it's nothing near that.
Nope.
It is faith.
Oof.
Faith is number 1. Ultimately, you know, what that faith you have pours into everything else in your life. And if you have a list of things that are important to you, God first, right? Because God is going to grace your family. God is going to, you know, bless you in order to bless your family. You know, I'm a big believer, and I felt like I don't give God credit enough, or haven't. And this year I want to change that. This year I want to put God in the center of it all, because I've noticed myself in situations where I felt like, how do I get out of this? And it's always God that reels me back in, because that's my anchor. That's what I go to. That's what a lot of us go to. Whatever your faith is, that's the first thing you go to whenever you're in trouble. But it's often not celebrated enough when you're actually winning. So I want to make sure that I keep that always, no matter what the storm is, the ups and downs, faith. Right? So what does that look like for us?
I would say it starts with us actually practicing it more, like making sure that we, first off, before we even hit play, we prayed on this moment and prayed to bring some good insight, prayed to bring some good connections within ourselves. And I think it's all of that, making sure God is present in all of our things and also practicing that. So we do go to the house of the Lord at least that one day a week. You know, we are going and making that something that we do as individuals for our own
We
seeking.
started last Sunday, and you know, the weather and just I guess the rushing, I didn't see that the services were canceled, but we made the effort. We got there. Now we know where it is, because it's kind of our first time going back into this new location, into this new basically new church.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be something that, you know, we don't do once in a while. It's something that we're going to stay consistent with, and we're going to hold each other accountable. And that's what you did, because essentially you saw me kind of just like already like, I didn't know that services were canceled, and I was already like, it's canceled for us.
He said, babe, it's already 11. I said, cool. Yeah, services at 12. What's up? But it was really at 1:45. It made it even more doable. So I said, we said we were going to do it. Let's do it. And this year is about that. And so even when you don't feel like it, we got to do it. And so I was saying this before, there's so many different things coming at us in this lifetime, whether it's the things that we're exposed to, the people, our families. Sometimes the things that we're exposed to and the things we go through could be a little bit toxic, that we need that faith, or we need that different insight. We need to seek more. And so just so much things getting thrown at us in our life that we need to dive deeper and dig more into our faith, because we can just get this clouded judgment of even like wrongfully thinking of who we are as people based on all that. But when you really seek inside, you really get that faith. I'm here, I'm ready for it, and I'm excited to see how it evolves me as a person. For sure.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm a firm believer. Ever since I got into personal development, right? A lot of these things are rooted from principles from the Bible, and I did learn quickly that the whatever you're putting in your system, the things you listen to on a daily and
Yep.
watch,
Yep.
if it's not something that's bringing value, right, or something that's inspiring you to be a better version than yourself, then essentially you're not going to pour that out to other people, to other things in your life. And you realize that because I feel it. Like, I feel I'm already kind of like a morbid person where I think about like the sides that you don't want to think about. And
Bringing it up at the wrong
yeah.
moments. I'd be like, dang.
Yeah, but it's generally something that I already gravitate towards because of my personality. So I understand that that also becomes something very, very toxic because now that's all I'm pouring out around me. That's all I'm not bringing any value. I feel it. And that was another thing where it was like anytime I was connected with God, anytime I was reading the Bible, anytime I was listening and really like absorbing these things, it would show because my personality, the things I was pouring into people was not the
Morbid.
scarcity. It wasn't fear. It wasn't negativity. And sometimes we don't do it intentionally. It's just that's what we're consuming, so that's what we're producing. So I strongly believe that if you're not tuning into something, just if you can't make it to church physically, I know that some parents Sundays and Saturdays is your day to catch up with life. Take a minute to worship, to listen to something on YouTube. Today we don't have excuses because you can be in God's house in your house. You can play it from your YouTube. You can watch the churches that stream live. There's ways
We've
that you
done it
can you
for
yeah,
for weeks on
100%,
end
a
too.
hundred
Yep.
percent.
And we enjoy it too. Sometimes if we can't make it or we just want to be within our family, be comfortable at home, make a breakfast, sleep in, we just pop a live sermon on or something that speaks to us in that moment and it hits every time. And it's so, the sermons are just so good these days as well. They're so modernized. But yeah, so there's just no excuses, guys. Find what brings that faith to you. So that's F number one.
Yes. Now let's move on to F number 2.
Family.
Yeah.
Familia.
La familia.
Yes,
That's
sir.
number 2, right? If it ain't number 1, it's number 2. Because essentially, God pours into your family. What you believe in will pour into your family. Especially when Zaya came into the picture, it was kind of just like, where are my priorities? Where do they need to change? How am I going to impact his life? Do you remember what you felt when you first saw him? For me, it was like, I need to live. Like, I don't know why, but immediately it was just like, I need to live. I need to be here. Because this feeling, it was like automatically like, I'm here, bro.
You
And
were so anxious
oh
waiting
my
for this
God.
child, which I was in labor for a very long time, active
Yeah.
labor for a few hours, but I was in labor before that active stage for, almost a whole day. So he was like, and then at some point it became, we got our baby, baby. That's the first thing he said when that baby got on my chest. We got our baby,
I
baby.
didn't know what to say. I just know how we got a baby. Like I said that, the way I said that was because I was trying to avoid crying. So it was kind of like that. That was the voice that came out.
Yeah. Oh, and I
uh,
I love that you said that. I didn't think of that as much as I did. Like this is actually real.
mm.
And for a very long time, I'm wondering how many parents felt like that's really my kid. I really got a kid.
Every single day you wake up and look at him like,
I think I'm
shit, bro.
finally used to the fact that I have a child
Yeah.
roaming around in this earth and like
Mm.
I'm just so blessed. Like, but I hold that day near and dear to me. I still have. I wrote down, I remember in 2022, I wrote it down on my notes and I said, I'm going to write out exactly what I'm feeling right now so that I don't forget it.
Mm.
And I
That's
still
deep.
have it on my notes.
Nice.
I'm like, it's 2:22 in the morning. Ironically, it was
You
2:22
should put that
a.m.
in the vision board
What, like,
around the family.
yeah. What, like,
Just so that you can remember that feeling when we're watching the action board and we're looking at the things that we want to achieve.
I thought you
Yeah.
meant like to experience that again. I was about to say, don't start. We still have one child. Relax. He wants
Yeah.
another one, y'all. So we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
if God gives us that blessing, I'm here for it. I think right now is about everything we have going on right now. There's so much within these 5 F's that we're going to talk about
Oh yeah.
today. But if that is another blessing in my life, oof, I'm here for it. But family and how we can be present with our family
Mm.
is going to be key in this second F. It's spending more time with family. I made a lot of
Yep.
changes within the last few months to be able to have more time with my family because I realized that that was more valuable to me than the money I was making at the time or the status I had at the time. And it was consuming me to a point where I didn't even want to get up. I didn't
Yeah.
want to get up
Yeah.
out of bed. And I was like, you know what? I got to change something. I got to change something because where I want to be is with my son. Well, there's not that much time where he's this small. I want that.
When you think about 75 years,
Yeah, there you go.
that clip, I'm sure that weighs heavy when when you're battling yourself for spending so much time in something that ultimately you're getting something in return that's
Yes.
benefiting your family, but it's not pouring into your motherhood, right?
Yes.
And
Which
it
means a lot
felt,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah,
It's part of it became heavily a part of my identity. It's not everything in me, but it became something very important to me that I wanted to not take too much time away from. So yeah, 100%. I loved what I was doing, but it just became too much, and I knew it at some point. It was just too much.
yeah,
So I had to make that. I had to take that step back, and it's brought different change because now I'm striving for a lot of other things on my own to make that freedom for myself, for my family. But I have no regrets.
Mm.
Yeah. So for me,
Quality time.
this F is quality time, and meaningful memories, traditions with the family. What
Mm.
are we gonna start
That
doing
right
now
there,
that
that's what I was gonna
Zaya
say right there.
can remember? Our son can remember what memories. Like he'll say it. Sometimes he'll give me like, remember when we went to the Hot Wheels? I want to go to Hot Wheels again.
Hmm.
And now he's remembering. So what is a tradition that we're gonna do that we might not have had as kids?
I'm thinking to do something with, like, you remember when we went to Dominican Republic and he pet the lizard?
Yeah.
It's like go to different places and try to do that with different type of animals because he loves animals. And he doesn't show any type of fear. Even with the things he's scared of, he still goes and curiously wants to see them and try to like attempt to at least touch them. And that's admirable because I won't get near a spider. So
And that is the mentality we have. I think
yeah.
over time we've gotten in such a fear of everything because we're thinking about the what ifs or the negative things that are happening. But we got to think like kids, and we got to think more less
Scarcity.
scarce, and more like the possibilities. Like, what does it feel like if I do this?
Yeah.
I want to be that
Like
excited.
excited, like how I went skydiving. Would you do that with me?
Never, never, never. I'm sorry. So I remember my sister,
Uh,
shout out to my twin. I remember one time she told me, Nick, I can't go down, I can't do these roller coasters because I lose my breath. And I'm like, girl, like, what are you talking about? That is now me. I can't go down these water tunnels and things that shoot straight down without feeling like I went on a slingshot in a carnival, never one and done, one and done.
I would never do that.
I
That shit.
know, that's crazy,
See,
right?
that's one shit that, because the thing is that I look
You
at
have a
that.
professional hovering over you to get you safely on the
Not
ground.
even that. It's
I
just
am in a
like an old
mechanical.
death trap. Because I looked at that as, I always thought those strings were so like flimsy. I was just like, nah,
Bruh,
never. With
yeah,
the
nah.
with the amount of pressure you're going up, I never trusted, especially carnivals, because you hear the rumors of how they
Oh,
don't
you've seen
they
it.
don't maintain they don't maintenance their machines and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
well, and they don't have good insurance from what I hear, right? So
So we
I'm
ain't
just
doing that
like,
again.
nah, I'm cool. Ever. Anytime I saw that slingshot, I was like, never. And I love jumping off of high things. Like I jump off of cliffs. I've done
Yeah.
skydiving. I'll do it again. I'll do it
Into
tomorrow.
water, by the
Like,
way. He's never just jumped off a cliff. He's.
oh yeah, I wouldn't.
I'd be running the show
This
by
ain't Looney
myself.
Tunes. Meep
So
meep. You know what that is?
next, we're on
You
to the
never
next
seen
step.
Roadrunner. You're too young for that.
Good.
Yeah.
Here for it.
So so yeah, no, definitely traditions and family, quality time,
Making
right?
memories.
Oh, and in a picture aspect too, like locally, I want us to prioritize like go out, do something out here. Doesn't always have to involve spending money, but just dedicate a day for us to do things together and have like a slow day, not rush, not run around, not like running to make it to this or make it to that. That type of it doesn't have to be on a weekend, but I just feel like one day we have to have that. Either even if it's just to watch a movie together as a family. I feel like Zaya loves that. Go to the movies to watch a movie.
Oh,
That was
I'm
amazing.
down to
I
go to
love that
another.
experience with him because I felt like
Oh, we gotta
he
go
was
again.
living life. He was eating popcorn, watching, looking at us, laughing. It was just like he was actually taking in. And I was always nervous about going to the movies with him because I just felt like he was gonna be running around, not staying still, not paying attention, crying,
Yep.
and that was not it. I
Nope.
loved it.
He'll go again. Like I
Absolutely.
want to go this weekend if we can. Shoot.
Yeah.
Let's pick
I,
a
I,
movie.
I still want to go see David. So
Yeah. Yep. I mean that plays into both the faith,
yeah.
something that is more so educational, and then family. So boom, there you go. What are
Need
you
that.
guys gonna do for your F of family?
Mm. What comes next? What comes next? So after family, we gotta talk about fitness. We gotta talk about fitness. Hey
He don't like
yo,
when I
chill with the
flex.
flex. Hey
He don't like
yo.
it. He don't like it, but
Yeah, nah, like you gotta wait till I get I get brolic so we can, do it together.
yeah, yeah,
Only
yeah,
be leaving me out of it. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah. So
so yeah, no.
what do you?
Health is
Yeah.
wealth.
What do I think about? I'm gonna start with me because I want
Hmm.
you to think about this question. What do I think about when I think about fitness? Not only because it's my form of living, it's what I do for my career,
Yeah.
but I think about the longevity and the fact that I do want to live on this earth for more than 75 years. So I'm trying to get stronger. I know what happens to my body when I hit a certain age as a woman. I know all of the different things that happen hormonally, premenopausally. Like I know all of these things, and with that knowledge, I'm not going to act like I'm here to avoid it. I'm going to do what I can to not slow it down, avoid it, but try to adapt to it because it's coming no matter what. And so two things for me: longevity and being as strong as I can for my family, for my little one. And for you as well. I mean, when I say family, I mean everybody. Like not just for the flex, but I want to be strong now. The size gonna be
Yeah.
about 40 pounds. Now I want to lift over 40 pounds. Like that.
Hmm.
I'm kind of I'm going progressive overload with him
Hmm.
on the account of him. So those are my big whys and why I keep doing what I'm doing. And if more people thought about that as their why instead of just an obligation and more of a non-negotiable, then their lives will change tremendously. So start small, period. That's all you got to do. It doesn't have to be the most hardcore strategic plan, it just has to be a non-stop plan, something that my non-negotiable is I can't go more than 2 days without doing it. I'm not going to be perfect, but if I go one day without it and then another, I'm not going to let it be three. And that's where we're at. That's my mentality. So what do you feel for you is important when it comes to fitness? What is your reasoning for this third F?
So many things just come to mind. Like before it was the you know, surface level things like looking good and being able to take your shirt off, right? And then it just became generational, like in my mind. Like I've seen my family, I know what, you know, diseases, what type of health issues our family struggle with, right? And if I continued the path that I was on, where it was just like no direction, indulging in everything, not having enough movement, then I was going down that road, and I didn't feel good. Like I just, one, it's I want to feel good. Two, I want to have energy to catch up to my son. I want my son to look at me and want to be like me. And when I say like it's not an ego thing, like be just like me. I want him to be able to just know that certain things are essential in life, like working out. I don't want him to feel like he has to go the lazy route with things. And, you know, if I want him to see that in me, I have to be an example of that. And that comes with implementing that. So it's a transition. Like it's not the easiest thing for me to, because I honestly, I'll be honest with y'all. I don't like the gym. And I'm being straight up. Like I haven't gotten there yet where the gym is this thing where you know how some people just post like the gym is their sanctuary. I get anxiety. Like I just I don't really care for certain things in the gym. I guess I just don't like being overcrowded, and the gym that I go to doesn't help in that space. But it's just not a something I look forward to, right? But that has been changing, especially after we did the 9 week challenge and I saw that I was able to make it happen. And I'll go in and I'll lock in with what my workout routine was. I went from 195 to 174 and now I'm at 170. So I haven't stopped. I haven't gone backwards. And that's, you know, that's amazing. I feel amazing. I wake up in the morning. I feel like I can, you know, carry my own weight. I don't get tired. Like I play basketball. And the other day we ran full court games. I did 5 miles and I felt like I could keep going. Like that to me is priceless.
You're already doing what you said you wanted to
Yeah,
do and show Zaya, and soon he'll be playing basketball with you.
absolutely. And that's why some of the things that I want to buy for home workouts is so he can see me because I can't bring him to the gym with me.
Right. He's
And
not
it's like,
seeing it. He's
yeah,
not
so he just
seeing it.
hears me going to the gym. He's like, "Dad, are you going to the gym?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm going to the gym." But I want him to see what I'm doing at the gym, right?
Yes.
So some of that is I want to have some of that at home so he can know that the things that we got him, those little workout equipment, is actually something
For
you
that.
use. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, kind of start getting him into seeing that. But yeah, that it for me, it's just breaking generational curses, being here and doing all that I can to avoid falling into those pitfalls. And you know, like you said, I know what these things. I know what old age brings. Right? It's there's a lot of things that if you don't take care of now, you're gonna pay for later. And I don't want to wait and find out.
Yeah. Here's where we're gonna end this and say
Mm-hmm.
you can have 100 different problems with work, with family, with your relationship, but the moment your health becomes an issue, you got one problem. And that's the one that you want to focus on so that you can be able to get through those relationship issues, right? Come out on the better end of that family issue, that thing that's going on at work. Because if health is an issue, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. So we leave it here is how do you, knowing where the end of the road comes, how do you make it the best? Because you only got one body. How do you make it the best journey on the way there? Mic drop.
Boom.
Can you do
Yeah.
that bomb?
I think it's. I don't want to mess it up, but I believe it's. There we go. Let's get it. You know, and I'll just share what some of my commitments are. You know, with fitness, so you can have an idea. Like the action board is to take action. Some of the action that I have to make happen is I committed to 3 days minimum doing movement, and it's gonna be involving cardio and weightlifting, and that's just minimum. Ideally, I want to do 5 days, but I understand that I don't have control over certain things, so I'll give myself like that in between. That's a good place to be, especially where I'm at, and then if I could do more, I'll go from there.
Yeah, like 3 days, babe, is better than 0 days. And it's going to get you further than what 0 days would get you. So you start small and you build from there. If it's 1 day a week, it's 1 day a week. It's 1 day more than what you were going to do. So I'm here for it and I'm going to hold you accountable to it.
Let's get it. Right. So the following F, number 4, and that is
Tell me. What is it?
finance. Okay. So
Thank you.
so
Yeah, come on.
number
Come
four,
on now.
number four. I had drew a blank.
Oh,
I had
okay,
to
okay.
come back.
Sorry,
You
because I'm like,
didn't
damn,
see how
babe.
I was laughing because I'm like, it's
Sorry,
coming,
babe.
it's coming.
I thought you wanted me to say. I was like, damn, babe, but you knew the F's. You knew the order we were going.
So F number 4 is finance.
Oh,
Our
mm-hmm.
finances, man. Like, um, it's not everything, but it's almost as important as air.
Yeah.
Like you need it. You need it as much as you need to breathe. And
Mm-hmm.
especially in this economy. So, you know, I had an unhealthy relationship with money, and it comes from, things that you grow up learning or hearing or
Or
seeing
not
at home or
learning.
not learning. So, it's still a lot to unravel, but I feel like we are both in a place where we have our heads on the same page when it comes to, holding ourselves accountable, being, disciplined, getting rid of debt, which is that unhealthy relationship with money is like not looking as debt as a problem, or not being urgent enough to get rid of, not acting urgent enough to get rid of it sooner. Um, uh, Saving, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and having respect for money, right? You don't have to have love for money, but respect it, right? Because when you respect money, it means you respect your time, because the money you get paid is based off the time you spent making it. So if you
Mm.
look at things as, I spent $20 on this shirt and I get paid $20 an hour, that means an hour of my life was used to pay for that shirt.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at money that way, you start building a respect for it and a respect for yourself, and you'll make better decisions. And that's what my goal for 2026 is: make better decisions with the money that is, we're blessed with all
Mm-hmm.
the growth and all the things that we've been experiencing entering 2026 and continue to, that we're able to manage it, be disciplined with it, and respect it.
Mm. Interesting. I think this is the first time I'm hearing you say that. So I
Mm.
love your perspective, and I think every time we talk about this, you find something different that speaks to you more. So
Mhm.
that's dope. That's dope. And speaking in that light for myself, it's definitely like I don't like owing anybody any money, anything. I don't like owing money. So you
Yeah.
know that I'm so happy that I got through at least one of those complete clears of debts this for the start of 2026 already. It was like, oh, whew, whew, let's go. I
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
cleared one of my big debts, and now I'm more motivated to do more. And what I would like to do for this year is keep diving into, and I sent you this podcast today, keep diving into ways to not only help me be financially well off, but our son to be financially well off, and think about ways to help him do investments now.
Mm.
How do we get him to start investing? How do we invest for him? What do we do for good savings for him? So when he's old enough, he has money to spend on whatever it is he wants to go after. Plus, we're instilling him being a hard worker. So that's a big one for me. I've always worked hard. I've been working since I was 15 years old. Started in downtown Patterson in a retail clothing store. Shout out to my godmother. Now we'll call her my godmother's sister, but she's like an aunt to me.
Mm.
And that was like, all right, money, let's go.
Mm.
And from then I've been working hard ever since. So these are the big things for me: getting out of debt, finding ways to invest for myself and for our family. And also, those podcasts that I'm listening to are, and I definitely am going to reference this too, they are podcasts that tell you what you should be doing to help you clear that debt. So there's just
Mm.
a lot. And the first, we also are using these tactics. First being, what is the debt that is the most and holds the most interest that has to go right now? And that's the one that we are attacking, and we're
Yeah.
doing it together. So this partnership, this was a big thing for me. I've always done things by myself. When you said, babe, we're working together, I'm like, what my money's not my money, like what, like that hit me
It's
like a ton of
your
bricks.
money is your money, my money is your money, but at some point our money becomes our money, right?
Yes, and I'm like, okay, so we're not tracking that I spent this much this month, you spent that much, so now you owe me a little bit. That's what I
No, yeah,
used. That was the mindset I always
you
was
know,
on. Like, all right, so I spent a little bit more this time, so now it's your turn.
and that was how we were able to kind of like give ourselves like that
Grace
support. But
and support.
you
Yeah.
know, now it's just, if you're gonna move as a unit, you have to merge as a unit. You have to literally be one. And when I
Yeah.
think about even wanting to get married, that's the point. It's to symbolize that unity, to look at it as this is us moving together into whatever it is, whatever space, no matter what, all in, right?
Mm.
And you know, when you talk about getting out of debt and having strategy, you know, we were blessed to be able to have like people around us, like my cousin Omar is in the financial service field, so he is aware of what things you need to pay attention to when it comes to your finances. And when he kind of gave direction, like, hey, do this, do that, do this is the plan, boom, like it made sense.
Yeah.
And just like how we had that guidance from Aubrey and Terrence when it came to our dieting and stuff like that, boom, it just started stacking up results, and we started seeing it. Like we started seeing how we were feeling less stressed about certain things. We're like, oh, even if we downsize, or downsize on, you know, our expenses and all, and our living, and we're seeing the money because of that. But at the same time, we were also eliminating things. So now our money ain't going into those things, right? So we're able to put more money in this area and fill this cup and start seeing what our potential is. And now we're like, damn, we can reach our goals even sooner, especially if we kick up.
Vulnerable moment, because this is the space to have it, is that finances really brought a disconnect between us
Oh yeah.
for a while, and it was rough. It was rough. And then coming into, along with us figuring out, right, one of the steps I recommended, or also just kind of mentioned that helped us, was that we tackled what had the highest interest first, and that's been helping us. But another thing was we made ourselves, we set ourselves with real expectations of like, hey, we had to change the position in which we had ourselves in, and that meant changing where we were living.
Yeah.
And that was a big one for me. The moment that I knew that I had to leave our first apartment that our child was raised in, I was broken. But
That was big of you to, you know, you
I remember going to
yeah.
bed that night, and I went to bed at 7 o'clock. Just my head was like counting. I said, whoa, like this might really happen. And it did. Like about 8 weeks later, we were saying bye to our first apartment ever. And now I'm in my new space, and I feel, you know, I still feel at home. I feel like I knew I would never not feel at home wherever we were, but it was a space that I cherished.
Yeah.
So, you know, do what you need to do so that you can be out on the area and the place that you want to be in the future. And that's where we're at for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, and I remember talking to you and kind of like the pep talks that we had to have, because it was kind of like, you know, this is the part where you have to, as men, sometimes we have to make hard decisions and try to lead our family. And this is the scary part for some of us, because we're like, you know, I hope this is the right decision, because I know that she's broken up about it. But it was like, I was 100% like, nah, there's nothing that can go wrong if we go this direction. We're preparing ourselves for success. And I understand that sometimes you gotta remove certain things from your life in order to get new things in your life. And that was one of those things where it was like, yeah, it looked nice, and yeah, it was comfortable, and yeah, it was our space. When we talked about long term, it wasn't where we wanted to stay.
Right.
Right. And it was kind of like, if we want to move on, and this is a part of our burden, because just the thought of being able to save this much more by removing it, it just, for me, it was like, I got no attachment to it. Like I automatically just like detached myself from it, because I was like, I want this for my family. And this can't be big enough to hold me back. Like, no, we're gonna make this happen. And then we were like, all right, let's stay here. But then our goals are gonna take longer, right? So we can stay where we're at, but we're gonna move slower. Sometimes some of us are moving slower with the things that we want to achieve because we haven't let go of the things that are holding us back. And that was one of those things where we just noticed, if we didn't have it available, it was the perfect spot, right? If we didn't have anything else, but because we knew that we had an option
and an opportunity,
it was like, are we that egotistic to not at least entertain this and say, if we plan on moving here or over there or buying a house here, this makes sense. And that's where, like, sometimes you just got to get together, get in a huddle, and it's not going to be pretty. And, one might not be all the way in than the other, but there has to come, and you have to come to an agreement, because I also did tell you, like, hey, we can do this and stay, but ideally, let's look at what we're trying to achieve and how long it's going to take to make that happen. I think it's going to stretch us for more years than we want it to. And I definitely appreciate that even with that feeling, even with not wanting that, wanting to let go of that apartment for the, attachment and the memories and things that you've built there as well, you made that leap, and that takes a lot of, like, trust within your relationship to take certain leaps and let go of certain things. So thank you.
Yeah.
Because now we're at that place where we're seeing some of those things, right? And honestly, even really, like, letting go of that space eventually led you to chasing, or not chasing, but going into that entrepreneur space, because you also felt like you had a little bit more wiggle room to be able to take more chances on yourself, which you haven't done. Like, you haven't taken enough chances on yourself because you often seek a little bit of the security, and I understand that. And this is
100%.
another area where you're also getting out of your comfort zone and really taking a chance with yourself, which is admirable to see, because I know that later, when you are thriving to where you in the area that you want, and the things that you want to achieve, Zaya's gonna be looking down and be like, that's my mom. Like, she's a great mom, and she's out here hustling and killing it. Like, that's something to also look forward to when you think about long term and what the vision looks like for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Thank you, babe. Yeah.
Got it.
All right. Well, that brings us to our final F. I know this one.
You know this one.
I know this one, because that's what I'm all about.
If you think about don't want the party to end, definition.
Always me. And the last F, y'all, is fun. Amongst all your obligations, amongst all the things that you want to strive for in this life that are going to bring you the hardships and, the headaches and the struggles, how do you have fun? What are the hobbies that you're going to get into?
Yeah. Get into something. It doesn't have to be, it could be something you do together as a couple, as a family, or something that you do by yourself. Whatever it is that you enjoy. And for me, fun right now is basketball and vinyls. That's something I look forward to. I just ordered a new vinyl from my favorite artist, and I'm, the fall off comes and drops. I'm getting that vinyl and I'm playing it on vinyl first. That's my thing, right? And now I'm learning about certain things. I had no idea that I had to care for the vinyls a certain way, because now some of them are warped. No, so I have some in the display here, and when I took them out to play them, I realized that they were warped, which means that they're uneven. They.
Oh yeah, I've seen
it has
that
like
when
this
it's playing.
bump. Yes, that unevenness comes from not storing it correctly, and I'm like, oh shit. So now I have to reorder some of these vinyls, right? But if they're ever available, I have something from Nipsey. I don't even think they've dropped anything else after that, but that was a learning thing for me. And now I'm like, but because I'm getting into it, I'm like, I'm invested in it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make sure I take care of them now. I got this, this little desk for my vinyls and my vinyl player that was gifted by my brother-in-law, and I'm like excited to play shit on it. And that's something I look forward to. That's my me time. That's a vision I have, to sit down, play vinyls, and just vibe out. So that's fun for me. That's my way of fun, and investing in some of that for myself. How about for you?
Well, I'm going to take it to a level of, even with us, it's once a month. There's definitely a you and I time, time to connect. We're using this space to connect, but I also want to have fun together and do something and, vibe out with our music and try a new place. So we definitely have that on our radar since we just had our date night, couples date night this past weekend. And so at least once a month, date night or girls night. Ooh, ooh. Go out there with the girls. Um, and also for me, it's starting to, and I want to share this with my viewers and those who follow me on my fitness page, is to tap into new healthy recipes. So from home, everything that I look at when we go out to Costco's is like, what's in them ingredients? What's in them ingredients? And I'm more aware of what I'm putting in my body, and I find it fun to try new recipes and try different flavors. And I've really been enjoying my meal prep. So taking it to a next level, I have some new ideas for myself. So it's going to be cooking for me, date night, girls night. Those are like my times to go out and have fun and unwind when I need to, as a couple or just as myself and my girls, and reading more. So a lot more reading on development, personal development. Right now I'm listening in, but also reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And it's given me a lot of perspective, something I can always think about my day to day. And it's actually fun. I love it.
Love that. And hey, listen, I look forward to the recipes because I'm the one that gets to test.
I know. I'm going to start making a
Taste
meme of
tester.
every time I bring you a plate. That's going to, stay tuned. Every plate of food that I bring. The last recipe I made was chinos, right? Because we love our chicken and broccoli. That was our
That was
staple at one
fire.
point. We would get chicken and broccoli, white rice, and then he would get like wings and papitas, French fries. And we would like
Tear
divide
it
and
up.
conquer. Divide and
We
tear
would
it up.
eat, watch a movie. That was our Saturday in the old apartment.
Yep. So I just made a healthier version, and I was excited, and it had the
Yo, and
same
it was
texture.
that's the crazy part. Like my mom's tried to make it, and she's
I
nailed.
don't want to.
She's
I don't
nailed.
want to get his mom mad because they be
No,
bringing, her food, and she says I can make that. I'm like,
no,
oh
because she
shit.
does. The problem was that she didn't buy the type of chicken like thin sliced. It was chunks.
You gotta cut it.
So
I cut
yeah,
it.
but it was chunks when she made it. So it was taste wise, it was close. The texture wasn't. So this one, it was all that. It was kind of like making you feel like you dead ass just ordered chinos. So that was what
The texture and the
Yeah,
flavors, because
yeah,
I
yeah,
use
yeah.
just chino
That was it.
flavors.
That was it. That
No
was elite.
Spanish, sazons, none of that. So stay tuned for the recipes. I'm trying to do at least once a week, but filming it is also hard. Like, I don't always film. I do a lot of stuff just in the moment. I'm like, dang, I could have filmed that. So I gotta get better with that. So that's another goal of
Accountability.
mine. Yeah, just try to film more. Everything that I do from my gym. I be going to the gym. My account has not been posted, and I've been working. It's like I gotta get better. So
That's a part of the action plan. Staying consistent with the things that you do and just putting it out there, because it's like, this is great. This little saying people say, if you didn't record it, it didn't happen. If it's not on camera, it didn't happen. And it's like, if you at least try to think like that, at least it may help you to just be hold yourself accountable to remember, like, oh, let me set this camera up real quick. Because I get you, like, especially in a space where it's crowded, you got people getting in front of your camera, you're like, I don't want people all up in my frame. I get it, but
or I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. I think
yeah,
it's more
yeah.
about their comfort. Like, if they get my frame, I don't care because I'm in a public space, and I understand that. That's what
Nah,
it comes with.
get up my shit. No.
But to recap, everybody, these
Yep.
are the 5 Fs. What are the 5 Fs for you? What is something you want to take into the new year, leading into your next? How are you going to feed into those 5 Fs for yourself? Recap is faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun.
I hope all the F's given today, it resonates with you, and that if there's at least one thing within those 5 areas that you'd like to add it into your 2026, and something that you'd like to remove from your 2026, tell us about it. Love to
Yeah.
know.
I would love to know. I think what excites me the most about this is that I get to connect with the viewers who are willing to listen and willing to share and build that relationship with us. Because I want to hear it. I want to hear it. This is me building a community for myself in 2026 as well, both in the fitness world and in the parent world, or not, aspiring to be one, not yet, already have been one, seasoned parents, all of y'all, you're all welcome. And
Absolutely.
we want to hear from you.
Let's exchange information. You know, your network is your net worth. I believe in that still.
So with that, guys, we leave
get
you.
it.
This is the Parental Exchange, and thank you for sitting with us.